Hey guys, how are you? It's Tara Stiles. Hope you're all having an awesome day so far. So welcome to Ask Tara Anything. You can ask me anything. So how this works, it's a new video series on Monday afternoon at some point. I'll put on the Facebook page. I'll put the link below so you guys have it. Ask questions you can ask about yoga, food, healthy living, whatever you want to know. I'll probably answer it at some point. I'm getting a lot of questions and stuff, which is awesome. It's great to have the conversation. I might not get to them all in one video because it would be like a 45-minute YouTube video, which would be boring. I'm sorry. So I'll try to keep it as brief as possible and hopefully as informative as possible, and we can all sort of inspire each other and learn about things and share about things. So I thought it would be really cool to keep the conversation going about lots of areas of interest for all of us, since we seem to share so many interests of living good lives. All right, so let's see. Oh, also Monday I'll put on Twitter the link to the Facebook page so you can participate if you want to participate. So all good. Okay, so here we go. James Tackett, how do you feel about aerial or anti-gravity yoga? Well, what I know about it, I don't know a ton about it. I know I've seen people that come to Strala that also have been to aerial anti-gravity yoga. They have the sacks where they have things like you can do inversions and hang off them. It must feel really good to lengthen the body in that way. I enjoy hanging out on a hammock very much. I'm trying to figure out how to install a hammock in my new apartment because that just feels good. It just feels good to relax and be held by something that's suspended. So I can imagine that it feels really good as long as it's safe and everybody's having a good time and yeah. So that's how I feel about it, I guess, from what I know about it. Okay, thank you. Okay. What are the most common injuries and mistakes while doing yoga poses? Well, I think the answer is actually in your question there. The common mistakes where people get injured that I see is people when you are focused on doing a pose and putting your body in a very specific shape that you've maybe seen in a picture or a book, and stuffing yourself. I like to use this metaphor of stuffing, so hopefully people don't do it, because you get this visual of I'm here, I'm me, here I am in space, and I'm going to stuff myself into this container of a pose that's very restrictive and very, something's going to happen. You're going to hold your breath, tense up, make the shape, and then maybe something's going to pop. So I think that's when people get a lot of injuries. If you practice moving and breathing and paying attention, you're going to be able to do a lot more of the poses easier, because your body is going to have the fuel and have the way about it that it's going to be able to work a lot more efficiently, and you're not going to be practicing when you do yoga like this, I have to do a pose. That's ridiculous. Come on. I mean, that happens. I mean, I think a lot of people, and we all kind of fall into this, how you are in your life is how you are when you do yoga. So if you notice that you're like this, trying to break through walls and push things to happen, that's a great observation to make, and to try to change that by backing off and moving easier, moving slower with your breath. See what happens. You're actually going to get further faster with less injuries, and hopefully no injuries. I like to brag that nobody gets injured in my classes at the studio. Hopefully, so far, knock on wood, because we go slow, we practice moving with the breath, there's no jumping around, there's no killing yourself, there's no launching yourself into a pose. So everything is very mindful and very easy. And people are very capable at the studio, which is very nice to see. They're really in their bodies, and they're really capable in yoga as well as their lives, because there is no separation. Let's be real here, people. Yoga is your life. How you are is how you are all the time. Okay, so you can practice how you want to be on your yoga mat, and there you go. Bam, done. Okay, so enough of that question. I can go off forever. Okay, Mustafa says, I do yoga. That's good. From what I know, a guru should initiate you to do any kind of yoga, and it should be transmuted. Sounds like an alien word, by a guru. What is your opinion on that matter? I'm curious to know. Isn't yoga just more than just postures? Doesn't the word yoga mean union? Absolutely, yoga does mean union. The big kind of scary thing that is a misunderstanding in yoga is the guru is outside of yourself. It's like, here's my guru, and I will never be my guru because it's outside here. The more you meditate and the more you breathe and the more you connect with yourself, sure, you may have teachers and guides that inspire you and guide you inward, but the guru is inside. And also the physical, the mental, the spiritual, it's all you. You can't separate yourself. You can't take off your arm and say, my arm is not me. You can't take away your brain and say, my brain is not me. You can't take away your spirit and say, my spirit is not me. It's all you. So that's what I say to the kind of hyped up spiritualists that say yoga is not a physical practice. You're not your body. Guess what? You are your body. You are in your body, and you are your body, your mind, everything that makes up you. And so it's a great practice to be respectful of your body. Yoga, physical yoga, is simply a moving meditation that connects you with your whole self. It connects you with your mind, your body, your spirit, everything. Yoga is union of that. And then once you realize that, everything's cool. And once you don't realize that, it's all good too. Just breathe, move, everything's cool. Nobody is on a higher plane than anybody else. Everybody is a person, and that's good too. So try to avoid the gurus. There's this Buddhist story. If you see the Buddha on the road, I don't know what this story is from. Some people always tell the studio, but if you see the Buddha on the road, kill it, smash it, something like that. I don't know. I don't know if that's useful, but all I do know is that the guru is within. All right, so let's go to a few more questions here before this video blog gets very long. Okay. So, oh, this is from Anitra. I have to answer you because we're from the same Motown. Hey, Anitra, what's going on? Hey, fellow Motown girl, do you have insight on organic pet testing free hair and skin products? So, yes, I do. So this is something I'm always kind of looking for too. Burt's Bees is a favorite brand of mine. I'm not like endorsed by them or anything, so, but that's cool. This is a nice leg cream, which I like to do. Rub it on there. So they have everything. They have this nice lemon oil that I rub on people's necks at the studio at the end of class. This is a nice face wash. This is a great brand that I like also. Duchess Martin. They're made of roses, and as far as I know, they don't test on animals. If they do, I'm not buying them anymore. So anyway, but I'm always looking for that stuff too. You can always check out your local health food store or Whole Foods if you're near Whole Foods. Check that out, see what's going on. A lot of these brands at Whole Foods have their little motto. They have stuff. You can always check on the label because the brands that don't test on animals usually brag about that. They have that on their label, which is good. So you can always kind of look that up online and things like that. Okay, a couple more. A lot of questions about fibromyalgia. That's a good one. A lot of people are asking about that and suffering from that. So it's covered in my new book, Yoga Cures, which is coming out in April, but I know you probably need some help before that. I'm not going to make you wait till April, but simple stretching poses are good where you release tension in the body and the mind. A lot of seated things that open up your chest, open up your whole back, hips, lower back, spine area. That's a good place to start. Very gentle yoga for that. There was one more question I want to get to. Somebody said 15 minutes of yoga to lose weight? Question mark. I'm Claudia Marino. So I'm assuming that you're referring to my first book, Slim Calm Sexy Yoga, where I have, among other things in the book, a lot of 15-minute routines to get you going with whether it's waking up in the morning and getting your metabolism going, or helping you sleep at night, some things to do before that, or 15 minutes of yoga to de-stress when you come home from work, or actually, and also 15 minutes of yoga to lose weight. So one thing that is very interesting and empowering and exciting to know about weight loss is it has nothing to do with calorie counting and portion control. I am so hoping that we get over calorie counting and portion control. One major use and calorie blasting when you're doing yoga. It doesn't matter how many calories you're burning when you're exercising, because health is very multifactorial. It's a lot more complicated and a lot more going on than calories in and calories out. So that doesn't mean you can just eat a bunch of crap and then it's not going to matter either. I'm just saying it's more complex than that. So one of the most exciting uses of yoga is, it's actually, and I talk about this in my new book, Yoga Cures, because I'm super fascinated by all this stuff. When you practice yoga, you're reprogramming your entire system of yourself that makes up you and your brain, your body-mind connection, your vagus nerve, all of this really cool stuff that I'm sharing in this book. You're reprogramming yourself to make healthy choices. So if you do that for 15 minutes, you're going to have less anxiety, hopefully no anxiety. You're going to feel great. Your brain and body and cravings really actually get reprogrammed the more you practice yoga. 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, it adds up. It's all a part of your life. You're going to start moving away from things that are not good for you in your body, like French fries, Snickers bars, McDonald's, all that stuff, towards things that are good for you, like literally kale, spinach, you know, juicing carrots, beans, stuff like that. It really happens. I've seen it happen over and over and over and over at the studio, and we don't have to preach about eating vegetables. We don't have to preach about, you know, any of that stuff, because it literally happens when you practice moving meditation, when you practice mindful meditation. That's why I'm so adamant at the studio about practicing in a very mindful way, so you're not jumping from one pose to another pose. You are staying with your breath and practicing feeling and sensitizing yourself to where you are in the moment, how you feel at the moment, and just being in the moment. That's what yoga is, being in the moment. So anyway, being in this moment has lasted 10 minutes now. So I'm gonna cut myself off. So I'll hopefully get to the other questions in the next week's video. So have a good day. See you guys later. Hopefully you like this video. Let me know if you have any more questions, comments. If you want to continue the conversation, that's fantastic. Either leave a comment here. I'll put a link to the Facebook and continue the conversation there. That's great. Let's chat about everything. Awesome. All right. See you later.